Hi everyone, Chou Hallegra here, founder of Grace and Hope Consulting, and we are talking all about relationships and how they impact our emotional wellness. And today I have my friend here, Sacheen, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, 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 everyone, and thank you so much, Shay, for allowing me to come in and talk to your audience today. I am Dr. Sacheen Mobley, and I am a divorce strategist and life planner. I also own the Metaphysical Goddess Energy Readings, and I am so excited to talk about the energy of relationships and how they are impacting you before, during, and after a divorce, and how you can use the energy of everything to have better relationships on the other side.
Yes, yes, better relationship in the other side. I love that. And
Yes,
I guess, as I said, we're talking about the impact of relationships on emotional wellness. And
yes.
we're gonna like all the interviews I'm doing and people sending in clips are all types of relationships. But I'm being very strategic on who I'm inviting for the interviews, especially because I want to make sure that we're covering everything.
Yes.
And so today we'll be focusing on people who might be going through a divorce or already divorced, and how that relationship. Most of us get married because we want it to be happily ever after, right? Nobody gets married
Yeah.
with the intention of divorcing. So when you
No.
find your place, you find yourself in that place where this dream is gone, just like evaporated right in front of you, and
Yeah.
you're broken, for lack of a better term,
Hmm.
and usually that affects our emotional wellness in such a deep way. So can
It
you
does.
tell us a little bit, like what have you seen in your field, like as people are coming to you to seek help and support? How
Hmm.
is divorce impacting people's emotional wellness?
Well, it's interesting because it's not uniform. Everyone divorces differently. Everyone has
Mm,
their own reasons for coming to it. Some are much deeper and more hurtful than others. Some are actually peaceful partings. And
yeah.
so people come to me in various stages of where they might be. But the people who are the most impacted tend to be the ones that have been married a really long time, have a lot invested, maybe 10 plus years of investment, and feel in some ways that they gave their all, and
Mm,
now what do they do now? A lot of women, especially because that's mainly who I work with, a lot of women have been the stay-at-home mom, have taken care of the house, taken care of the kids, supported through careers and illnesses and this, that, and the other, and find themselves just lost, trying to understand
mm,
what happened and what do I now do next to build a life where I never thought I was going to need to build a life.
right.
So, in those places, it's a lot of work on self-esteem, self-confidence, re-entering into a world that you kind of stepped out of when you got married. And
Mm,
now you've got to figure out how to navigate a new reality of life just as a single person in a world that is a lot faster moving than you probably, you know, anticipated. Because marriage tends to
mm,
insulate us from a lot of things. And once you're single, there are a lot of things you just don't know anymore.
mm, mm.
And
Wow.
part of that is how to emotionally take care of your own needs when there's not somebody else around.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so important. Like, yes, we want all marriages to flourish and thrive and
Yes.
be everlasting, right?
Yes.
And but
Mm-hmm.
what I've found too, like just you nailed it, how when people women, and because both of us work most with women, I have a few men who I've supported, but mostly women. What I've seen is when we take on a new role, we kind of forget who we are.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, I was working with a client last night, how she was saying just becoming a mom, she didn't even know who she was anymore. Who, like, what is
Yeah.
things that she wants, she likes, what are the over thing, the life that she had before she had kids. And I know a lot of us,
Yeah.
parents will say, oh my goodness, what life? Like, I didn't have
Yeah.
life before that. It just kind of flies away and
Right.
goes
Totally.
crazy. Yeah. So I know that being a parent and being a mom, does take a lot of time and energy and a lot of just even emotional and spiritual, energy that we put into it. And
Yeah.
it's not, there's nothing wrong with that. We should be invested in a relationship, invested in the children, invested in the marriage. But I
Mm-hmm.
think unless we do what you just mentioned, knowing who we are and taking care of our own needs,
Mm-hmm.
we're always going to keep looking for people to fill those voids that we have. And then when those people are no longer there, we're totally lost. I mean, that's exactly
Yes.
the term. We are lost
Yes.
in this world. Like, what's life now? Who am I if
Right.
I'm no longer mom and a wife? But before you
Yes.
became a mom and a wife, you were somebody, right?
That's right.
Let's go back to that
Right.
someone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And not only go back to the someone that you were before, but you're a different woman now. You're completely different. You've grown through your marriage. You've grown through
Exactly.
your children. And so now you can embrace, this is the positive stuff that I love to tell women. Now you get to embrace what it feels like to be on this side of
Yeah.
all that stuff that you
Yeah.
came through has prepared you now for this moment. Who do you want to be in this
Mm,
moment? What do you
mm,
desire for your life? Now it's teaching women to become selfish again about who they are and what they need. And that's so
mm,
hard for women who've just given and given and given to say, okay, hang on, what are you going to give to you now to make you whole, happy, and healthy? Because
mm-hmm.
that's where you got to start. Now we got to figure out, what do you need? What do you want? And wants are not a bad thing. Needs are not a bad thing. Desires are not a bad thing. And again, the goal is to be whole, happy, and healthy. And it's your turn to
Yes.
do that.
Yes. Yes. Whole, happy, and healthy. I love that. And I also like how you said about it. So, it's time to get back to being selfish, because sometimes things like self-care is selfish.
Yeah.
And I know, and I know, just with, knowing you for a little bit, I know that what you meant is it's getting people to that healthy and whole place.
Yes.
But it does take, that, stepping aside and saying, this is what I need right now. Because unless we take care of
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, we can't take care of anybody else. Right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes, we're going, finding what maybe those lost interests, those lost hobbies, things that you put aside because
Yes.
you're embracing this new role that you had in your life, and it worked
Mm-hmm.
for a while. Now it's like, yeah, remembering all the good things that we want to take with us into our next chapter, right?
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
this year, a lot of things I'm doing, it's around this theme of reinventing yourself, and you nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's, for each experience that we go through, we grow, we
Yes.
learn new things, we become stronger as you become a mom, a wife, you're kind of becoming stronger, a husband and a dad as well. And then when
Yes.
things, when you find yourself in that spot where it's the moment where you need to reinvent yourself, whether it's for divorce
Mm-hmm.
or because kids are grown and out of the house, that
Right.
happens too. It's like,
Yes.
who am I? What do I do here? Where do I go from here? Yeah.
Yes.
So what are some of those things, I guess, little steps, if you want, little action steps
Mm-hmm.
that people can take to improve their emotional wellness after a divorce?
So the first thing I recommend is a day. The first thing, like whether you're in the midst of a divorce or you like just signed the paperwork, when people come to me at all phases, and I say, when's the last
Mm-hmm.
time you took a day, just a
Mm,
day? When's the last time you gave yourself a day of pampering, a
mm,
day of self-love, a day of self-care? Let's start small. When's the last time you just took yourself out to lunch at your favorite restaurant? When's the last time you sat in a movie theater and watched something that you loved and laughed out loud and
mm,
or cried into a barrel of popcorn and just let it all out? When is the
yeah.
last time you had someone give you a massage
Mm,
from head to toe and work out the kinks? And so I encourage the first step being a self step, a self
mm,
thing that no one else gets to be involved in, that no one else gets to. Because once you begin to take the first step of self, then you can also start thinking, okay, I can take care of myself, because that's really what women need to hear, is that they can take
mm.
care of themselves.
You are
So
allowed,
first,
yes.
yes, you're allowed to take care. And what that does, Shay, and this is a beautiful thing, is that first day of self-care leads to, okay, I did that. So maybe I
Mm-hmm.
can tackle my own finances. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I can tackle the workplace. Maybe I can tackle single mom. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I can do some of these little things that are so big and so scary. I go, no, let's break it down. Start with a self day. And then
Yes.
the next day, let's see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take long to begin to see that self-care is the best care and gets you everywhere,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
It
Oh,
takes care of everything else.
yes, yes. I'm such an advocate for self-care. I published a book on stress relief. It's the stress relief
Mhm.
method, and there's a whole chapter on self-care. And I even share in there how self-care is your secret weapon to an emotional
Yes.
wealth, emotional healthy life.
Yes.
Once we learn to take care of ourselves, it changes everything. That's a
Everything.
game changer. Whether
Yes.
you are with someone or without anyone, or with kids or no kids, once you learn to take
Right.
care of yourself, then
Yes.
it doesn't matter which situation you're in, you're always going to keep
Hmm.
doing it. But it also
Yes.
creates that buffer. You literally strengthens yourself. You take care of
Yes.
yourself so you're stronger to face what life throws at you. right? Because most
Yes.
of the time we're going through life feeling depleted, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like everything. We're just like, I give it all. I don't have any more strength, but we're going through the motions. And life is
Yes.
miserable that way. There's no joy in
Right.
that. There's no
No.
joy. So unless
No.
you learn to fill your own cup, refill your cup. Yeah, I love that, taking a self day. And not only after a broken relationship, not only after a stressor, not only after
Right.
a hardship. What if we make that a way of life? What if we make that a routine? If
Yes.
you can't do a whole day, block half a day, have block an hour a week.
Right.
Whatever, start small, but do it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right. Usually when I'm talking to women about a whole day, it's because they've spent every day
Mm,
catering to
I hear
somebody
you.
else's needs. And so I'm
Hmm.
like, no, no, from the time you get up tomorrow morning until the time you close your eyes tomorrow night, do nothing that is not in service to yourself. Do
Mm,
nothing that is not in service to your self-care, because what I'm trying to strengthen is the belief muscle that I can do anything. And that muscle is generally very weak after divorce.
oh
You
yeah.
don't believe that you can do things. And so we're trying to really build a muscle that has not been
Mm,
used in a long time. And that takes, I'm not of the mindset that you need years of therapy to build your belief system. You need to start building your belief immediately.
exactly.
You need to get
Yeah.
in there and start building the belief that I can do anything. And the first
Mm,
step to that is to take care of yourself
mm,
first.
yeah. 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 Oh goodness. Yeah. You and I can talk all day.
We good.
It's like, that's where it's at. If you don't learn to do that, and if you cannot do that, then everything else becomes too hard, right? And like you said,
Yes.
if I can take care of myself, not only when you're doing it, you're telling yourself, I'm important enough.
Yes.
I'm worthy of my own time. I'm
Yes.
worthy of my own money, even if it's $2.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's like
That's right.
you're making yourself a priority. And when you make yourself a
Yes.
priority, then you can tackle those goals that you had in life. Then you're not
Yes.
waiting for somebody else to make it happen, because, like, you know what? If people can help, great. But if nobody's around, I can run the ship. Yeah, I can
I
make
can
it
do
happen.
this.
I can do this, right?
That's right. I can do this. And that's so powerful when they're like, I can do this. Oh my gosh. I can do this. I can schedule the maintenance on my car.
Yes.
I can do that. I don't need to wait. I can pick up the phone and I can talk to the landlord. I can pick up the phone and I can call it's so powerful.
Yes.
But it starts with just a small, like, I'm going to take a day for myself. I'm
Mm.
going to do that. And that I'm going to become, I can do it. And then I will do it. And then guess what? I
I'm
did do
doing
it.
it. Yes. Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
did do it. So,
Oh, yeah, love that. So, with all when women get to that point, that they can say, I did do it, and they're
hmm
trying to, both reinvent themselves and move forward. Um,
yes.
what are some of the resources or
hmm
strategy or action plans, like, that you give them, like, when they're ready to, like, fly on their own, fly solo, like, they work with you, they did everything,
Yes.
that they wanted
Doing
to
it.
accomplish, and then they're like, now I'm
Yes.
doing it, like,
Yes.
and you're like, okay, now it's time to, like, to let you fly on your own, like, what
That's
does that
right.
stuff look like?
So I always say I'm in the business to help women not need me. That's my
Yeah,
job, is
that's
to
what I say
help
every
women
day.
not
I
need
want
me.
you to fire me, so yeah.
Yes. So I want the phone call that says, hey, you know what? I think I got it. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
And in that moment, I feel like I've provided them with all the information. Like, we've worked the action plans, we've
Mm,
mapped out the expenses tree, we've created our financial future. We've looked at what we want in our new relationships moving forward.
mm,
I work with women to help them strengthen the areas that they feel weakest in. So it may be finances, it may be mindset, it may be relational communication, it
mm.
may be spiritual health, and and it may be all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's sometimes very practical of, we're going to sit down and you're going to learn how to make a budget. And for the next week, you're going to track all your finances. And I teach them how
Mm,
to do that. It could be as big as, you got a handle on the money, but your mind is crazily, busily running away with you. And I teach them how to
mm,
control their mind so that
mm,
the monkey doesn't control them.
mm,
And so I feel like I leave them with workbooks and peripherals and all kinds of things that when they move forward, they have the tools, they have
mm.
what they need, and the understanding that I'm always here, because I may be a divorce strategist and life planner, but at some point I'm the guy that helped you get over the bridge, and the guy doesn't go anywhere.
Mhm, mhm,
You know,
mhm.
the guy doesn't go anywhere. So the day I get the phone call that says, I don't need you anymore. I got it all. I know that they have everything that they need to move forward and successfully achieve whatever goal is next for them. And hey,
Awesome.
just invite me to the wedding because I know there's going to be another one. I know it because you're fantastic and you know it now. And you're like, shoot, I got this. And people are attracted to that energy. And it's amazing how the friendships flourish and how their relationships with the kids flourish and everyone starts to feel better.
Mm, yes.
So
Yes. And yeah, and I think that's a good thing to leave, our listeners and our viewers here is when you start feeling better, when you start taking care of yourself emotionally and you're at a better place, then it improves all your relationships. It's yeah.
all of
You
that.
you interact with people from a healthy place because you are feeling healthy from the inside out.
Yes.
And
Yes.
everything, like your kids are better, your relationship with your kids are better, which at work is better, like everything goes better because you are better. So it starts
Yes.
with us. Now you have to take care of yourself first, and so
Hmm.
before you start pouring into all the other things that you want to do or accomplish in life.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes. That's exactly it. That's
yeah.
exactly it.
So how do women, we work with you? If some, I know a few single moms, and I'm sure there's going to be more people listening to this later because we'll put this on the web, and if people can be watching this, even a year later. If someone
No
wants to work
problem.
with you, and and they're at that crossroad where they need your
Hmm.
services,
Yes.
where do they find you, and what does that process look like, for like onboarding?
Yes. So there's the easiest way to find me is at support@sacheenmobley.com. I made it easy, stuck my name on the end of it so that anybody can find me.
Yes.
And I am on social media, Instagram, Facebook. The best place to see my work and watch, I have tons of videos on relationship and mindset and challenges that we face on my YouTube channel, which is under Sacheen Mobley. Again, kept it really simple so that people can find me. The onboarding process is very simple. We start with a conversation. You send me an email and I send you an application and you fill it out and we set up a 15-minute chat where we decide if my energy and your energy are best suited to work together. Because sometimes I'm not the best choice
Mhm.
and sometimes you need something I cannot give you. And I'd rather have those conversations before you invest in what can be a life-changing and life-altering time for you.
Mhm.
So that's how we begin, with a conversation to see if we click, if we connect, and
Mhm.
if I can actually be of service to you in a way that's
Mhm.
useful.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And I'll be
You're
sure
welcome.
to link to put those links on the description too. That way people can, just click on it and get there. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you so
definitely.
much. We have to continue this
Thank
conversation,
you.
definitely.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.